Hey, shalom, all praises be unto Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops at Great Millstone who are well taught us his truth. Salutes to all you Arkin, yeah. Now, and the sisters as well. Shalom. Now, about a week or two ago, something like that, elder apostle Hart did a video on methods of hair regrowth and things of that nature. And I was doing some research on the harsh chemicals in water. Now, we drink and cook with the best available water, in our local districts and that. I know over here in England there's some others as well. You got water actually called pH. Apparently it's like 9.2 or 9.0, 9.0, something along them lines, 9.1 alkaline. But they only sell them in like Sainsbury's and that. A chain we got over here, supermarket chain we got over here. But more common, you got Pinner, right? Spring water. They changed the packaging. They used to actually say on it, that was like their selling point when they came on the scene. I think their pH is 8.5 or 8, something like that. But we drink and cook with bottled waters, man. And there's some other brands out there, but this is just what's daily accessible, like in England, but unfortunately you gotta bathe, you gotta wash and shower and stuff in your tap waters and stuff. Okay. And I was doing some research on the harsh chemicals and even bleaches that are in them, and pretty much the damage it does to your skin, patches of, brother may not suffer with eczema, but you may have like a patch of skin, that's just dry or flaked out or whatever. It could be gut issues. Most times it is, but other times certain skin issues, irritations and flare-ups are to do with, the chemicals in tap water, and we've done videos on it, and I've done a lot of videos on it in the last couple of years, the extensive atrocities, if you can say that, word, the atrocities of like having feces in water and things of that nature, water supply, and you got to wash your skin and your hair in these things, and doing more research on how it actually shrinks follicles and hair fallout and dry skin and all that, but as they say, prevention is better than cure. So what I did is did some more research, and I'll probably put some stuff in the comment board. Some onions, right? Some onion here. And I just peeled that out a layer off, if you're more polished, you could like peel some more off, but a whole onion, right? I've actually got it here. I wanted to do it in a mason jar. I'm going to store it in a mason jar, but I blended it in this container here. It's plastic, right? Now, what this is let me see if I can put it out. I've connected it up here. It's like this, if I can find the link, I'll put it in the description box. It's like wait, let's put this here. It's like a electric grinder thingy. Alright, see if I can get it in the full shot. This is Silvercrest. I've connected it up, and you essentially just put a little bit of water, as I've done here, the onion cut in half, which I'm gonna throw this in a second, and you just, you know, press the on button and hold it down. You know, I measured it, just a tad bit of water to make it a liquid. I've done half already, and this is the second half I'm gonna throw in right now. Okay, and what you do, well, I'll explain it afterwards. Let me just do it. Pause the video and come back when it's done. Right. I'm gonna leave that there. Okay. So, as you can see, there's still some onion pieces in it. Now you can take it out, but you know, I like to leave it in there to marinate a bit more. And this is your juice. Now what you're gonna do is, there's two ways of doing this. You could use it as a shampoo in the shower and wash it out after about half an hour. Okay. Or what I do is, and this doesn't mean you know, I'm not saying you have to have hair loss for this. As I said, prevention is better than cure. You know, your scalp can look in decent shape, but the facts are is that, you know, you're showering in these waters and stuff through the tap is messing you up. So slowly, you know, a lot of things don't just happen in one go. It's over years of accumulation. So even if, you know, your scalp looks healthy, maintain it, right? Because your scalp is connected to your biggest organ. Your biggest organ, or our biggest organ, is our skin. Okay, so you can put this in your hair for half an hour and then wash it out. Or if you have specific areas of thinning, you know, you can get like not a cotton bud, cotton wool, all right? And I'm gonna store this in a mason jar, by the way. But cotton wool, dip it in and dab it over the areas of thinning. You know, you can pick it up in your hand, however you want to do it. But this will be your juice. You can also leave it overnight. And the active ingredient here is sulfur. And what the sulfur is going to do is stimulate your follicle opening and hair growth. When you put it on, okay, that's a good amount. That will last me a few days because you only got to use a little bit. When you put it on, your head's gonna feel like, the only way I can explain it is after about 10 minutes, your scalp is gonna begin to feel hard, as if it's burning. That's the active ingredient taking set. You can do it twice a day, morning and night. If you're going out to work and you know you don't want to smell like onion, you can do it at night time. Wash it out in the morning. But yeah, when you feel that burning sensation, you know, don't panic. That's the sulfur kicking in and doing what it's got to do. You know, a lot of these hair products as well, you know, we use the natural things, but those mash up your scalp, man. You know, there's also different rinses you can do. I'm going to do another one on apple cider vinegar, how to reset your scalp, bacteria and health. But you got to be very careful with that one because you put too much apple cider vinegar and not enough water. What's gonna happen is you'll burn your scalp and stuff. So you know, with these things, you can't overdo it because then it could turn into damage, you know, and hurt yourself. So yeah, the active ingredient in this is sulfur. Okay, you know, the scriptures speak about that. I ain't got the scriptures on me right now. I'm down in the kitchen, but you know, the physician and that. You know, herbs and the medicines from the earth. The Lord gave us everything we need, you know, to essentially heal ourselves. Obviously, you know, healing comes from the Lord, prayer, with his permission, but the things are in the earth to activate and kickstart these processes, man. Okay, so you can use it on your bed, you can use it on your head, and as I said, you don't have to have a scalp issue, but it's good to do ever so often, you know, to keep it clean and that. Also, for brothers that are bald, you still got to, as brothers already know, but I'm just putting it out there. You know, we talk as if it's someone's first time hearing it, but you know, the brothers know this already anyway. But you still got to look after your scalp. You still have a scalp even if you're bald, you know. So it could stimulate hair growth, but even if that's not your desired outcome, it may happen as a side effect. But still, you got to look after your scalp. You know, there's many bald people that, you know, their hair looks, you know, all kind of ways, and that's not to disrespect or anything. It happens to us all kind of thing. But the point is, just because you may not have hair on your head doesn't mean your scalp vanishes. You still have a scalp, you know, and it's worth looking after. Anyways, I'm gonna wrap it up there, man. So that's simple, man. A little bit of water, I measure it. A whole onion gives you a nice juice, and you use that. This will last me about maybe 5 days, 6 days. Anyways, man, shalom.